Hi. Welcome back to Wandering into Wellness. We are in front of a door. This door is a special door. It's the magic door of hope.
It's so lovely, actually.
It is so lovely, isn't it? And like the messages we've got, what have we got? So keep the planet green.
Mondays for Mother Earth.
Climate justice will happen. ... hopefully.
With mass rebellion, we open the door of hope.
Boom, I love it. We don't have to read all of them off, but that basically is it. Mass rebellion is what we're here for. This is Rebellion Week, and Extinction Rebellion is, they've ramped up to a week-long protest. They've taken over a chunk of Merrion Square. They're doing loads of actions for the week, and we've been talking to some of the main kind of people within it, the coordinators and the activists here who are, making real change in their own lives and like doing a lot of stuff on behalf of us.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, they're like doing the work that we should be doing. We should be like standing down and giving them praise and washing their feet and giving them bread.
Yeah, and instead of that, we're not really doing that. I mean, so many of us are excited and are part of this and hopeful for change, but so many people are kind of reticent to join in with the action and to be a part of that change and kind of almost looking down on it, right? And
it seems like the only people who aren't reticent are those people who are actually, here on the ground doing the work. There's not a huge gang of them, but this is what, like, one of the Extinction Rebellion's core principles is that, like, it only takes 3.5% of the population to make mass change. We just have to hope to God that they're going to get there, that we're going to get there, essentially. And it's not a they, and that's the problem. They're being treated like an activist movement, same as all the others, as opposed to like, no, this is you and me and everybody. It's like...
Well, it's an othering, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's that same thing of like, climate change is something that's happening like over there in the different countries and not in our country, but it's completely relevant to us. I mean, we're a small, tiny island nation. We're surrounded by sea.
Yeah.
It is a problem.
Yeah, and the seas are rising. Anyway, this is another interview that we've taken from Extinction Rebellion Week, so I hope you guys enjoy all of the content we brought you, and tune in. See you in a bit. Hey folks, how's it going?
Hello.
Sitting back here from Wandering into Wellness with Lydia, as ever, and Manuel Salazar, the most beautifully named man I've met today, that's for sure. Manuel is the coordinator of actions here at the Extinction Rebellion Week in Dublin City Centre, and we just wanted to chat to him a little bit about, how the actions have gone, what actions they've taken, and importantly what he's seen in terms of change of response from the public to those things. So maybe if you can start by just giving us an idea of what the series of actions are and how have you designed those actions, or how have you gone about it?
Yeah, so our actions so far, they have been really, really good. We have a really good response from the public.
Cool.
There have been obviously some days where tensions have risen, with the Garda, but we are in the transition of talking to them and build up that relationship again with them. But so far so good. As you see in our actions, they are very visual. They are newsworthy. It's bringing the subject of climate change at the top of the agenda, and it's been very good.
It's been positive. So when you say like they've been like newsworthy, what do you have to do in an action? Do you have certain points that you're looking to, like, always boxes you're looking to tick to ensure that you're like, this is something that's going to be like engage the public, engage media, like how do you design those things?
So basically we take climate issues that are very current. In the case of Shannon LNG, it just came a few weeks ago, so we needed to do something about it.
Okay.
Or the carbon tax as well, it's very recent because the budget as well. And then we have some points about rising sea levels, fast fashion, coal mining, forestry, for example. So it's very important for the country and also for the environment. So we picked those subjects and we think they need to be addressed by the government. They have the power to do changes on that. Corporations as well, they have the responsibility to do something about it. And the Rebellion Week, it was the perfect time, to design actions that highlight those climate issues.
Great. And how long have you been working towards this?
Months.
Months.
I mean, but everything has been wonderful. It's a small group of people plus has organized all of this. We don't have much economic resources, so we have put money, our own money, basically, to make this happen. We got donations as well. Some companies came and they're putting all their materials and all their knowledge and experiences to help us as well. The support has been unbelievable from people, from companies. They know what we try to do.
Okay.
And it was really wonderful.
And so have you seen that continue? Like once the action started and people's lives started being disrupted a little bit, has that kind of public response maintained that sort of positive vibe, that nice warm fuzzy feeling?
Strangely enough, yes, because they get what we try to do, right? And now our disruptions normally are a very short period of time. for the public. So for the government and for the corporations, it's a bit longer. We want to strike more in that sense.
Is it kind of, it's an important thing though, isn't it, to like, you need to disrupt the public, because the purpose of disruption is then that they call on the government in a loud voice that they need change as a result. Like, it's a fine line to tread.
It is. I mean, we feel very sorry about that, for the inconvenience that then sometimes we bring on this, but we had to make the point, right? And our house is on fire, right? And when your house is on fire, you have to break some windows, to save those inside, and that's what we try to do. We try to break some windows and try to save people as much as possible, and that's the way how you do things.
From what I understand, the English Extinction Rebellion has a massive infrastructure and a lot of support behind it, and they've been building up towards this, and it's much easier for them with their network of support. But my understanding has been that the Irish team has really been trying to work from very little bases of resources, and it's been amazing to see how you've managed to coordinate as well as you have. But what have been some of the struggles that you've faced trying to get to this point?
First of all, then the government listened to us. On Thursday, we have an occasion where we wanted to engage with the Minister of Agriculture, that is Michael Creech. We called him out basically to come out and talk to us. The guard told us, okay, we need 3 people, we escort you and to talk to him, and then after 10 minutes he decided not to have the conversation with us. So he just says, I don't have time, I need to go to the door and so on. But so then from the moment we see that the government doesn't want to engage, we had called TDs, we had called the teachers as well to come over. There's no response from them. We got a really nice support from Mary Robinson. Yesterday evening, you probably saw it in the Irish Times as well. She's behind us. And that's very positive for us, but at the same time we want to talk with the government and start looking for solutions to the climate issues, which it needs to be addressed right now. It's an emergency and they are not taking it seriously.
And what were you looking to speak to the Minister of Agriculture? What did you want? What was your message to him? What did you want to say?
Well, they are encouraging a sector where they want to plant Sitka trees. They are not native from Ireland, but their timber is very important because you can create furniture and other materials with that. So when they plant those trees, they help somehow to absorb CO2, but after 10 or 20 years they need to be cut, so all the CO2 is gone.
Okay.
Plus, if they are not native, so nothing that is native from the biodiversity of the country gets built.
Interesting.
So then we're asking them actually is just to plant trees that are native from the land. The biodiversity, the fungi and wildflowers can grow and bees can go around, and then don't cut them because they are the beautiful part of the nature that absorbs the CO2, and we need to have the balance.
I mean, like sustainable forestry is a really difficult thing though, isn't it? Because I mean, like, you need the timber, and as soon as you cut the timber, that CO2 is evaporated essentially, right?
Yeah, but we had to find a ways of balance this. It cannot be always wood. So then it's a living beautiful thing, then our Mother Earth provide us, and we just can't just go and keep cutting it. We need them.
It'd be amazing to see Ireland again with like the forestry. Was it 95% forest covered in whatever 2,000 years ago? Like less than 5%.
Yeah, no, 10%.
Oh, it's 10%, is it?
And then the government wants to increase this to 30%, but again, it's very low.
Okay.
So if you compare to Ireland against the other 27 countries of the European Union, we are on the bottom 3 on that.
Really?
So really bad. It's really bad.
Cheapers.
It's really bad. Yeah.
Okay, so tell us about the actions happening today, maybe. What's
today? We want to highlight the rising sea levels. So we're going to have a boat race. We're going to race those boats on tarmac. Okay. So it's not on the leafing. So we have 3 kayaks, and they have wheels on them. And we were going to go from College Green to O'Connell Bridge. Okay. And then there's going to be also another affinity group with skateboards swimming right next to.
Oh wow,
and then
cool.
we have a samba band in the back, and then a lot of people actually supporting.
Wow.
There is a beautiful kind of waves, flags, going in parallel or the sides. And then we have 2 people in O'Connell Bridge with a finish line of 2050 or 2000 there. So we're going to cross the finish line. And the idea of all of this is that if we don't do anything about climate change and try to keep the temperature in 1.5 degrees, so all the kids will be underwater.
Yeah, and so the best prediction from, what was the report, the one that Greta quotes from, the like best prediction for in terms of the temperature rise that we're going to have? It was quite a conservative prediction. It was like 2.5 degrees. Wasn't that sort of
exactly.
Best case scenario.
Best case scenario will be 2 degrees. Still,
and that means that most low-lying cities are gone, right?
Yeah, they could be long. So in Ireland, 60% of the population lives along the coast, and then if it goes over 2 degrees, we will have a lot of disasters.
And that's possibly in our lifetime and definitely our children's lifetime.
Yes, absolutely. It could be from 2050 to 2100
in 30 years' time.
It's a major thing, I think. I mean, we're this tiny island nation, and yet there's still this overwhelming feeling of this isn't a problem necessarily for us. It's like a problem in the future, or it's a problem for bigger nations. But I mean, we are one of the tiny islands surrounded by sea.
That's
right. This is immediate.
But you're seeing the effects right now in Clontarf, for example, or Sandymount. They get flooded every time, there's a big rain.
Yes.
So that's going to continue, and it's going to get worse. The Dart is going to be, flooded as well, and it's one of the main transports that we have in the south. So we need to tackle this right now.
Yeah, it's massive. Cool. Okay. Thank you so much for talking to us, and best of luck with the actions today and tomorrow. It's very good to all the work you're doing. Like it's so impressive. I wish I was doing more for it as well, but it's really inspiring. It's very good.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Okay. See you.
Thank you guys for watching.
Thank you.
Please come along, like and subscribe on YouTube and Spotify, iTunes, podcast app. Find us on Instagram as well, and help us to spread the word. Cool. Thanks.
Bye.
Thank you.